Good afternoon. We start here for your business news. The Transport Sector Retirement Fund is concerned about the spate of truck torchings that affect the fund's truck driving members and the industry at large. This came out at the Eskom Pension and Provident Fund annual event that took place in Houghton, Johannesburg today. Our business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo was there and filed this report zoning in to the fund's investment strategy for growth.
The Transport Sector Retirement Fund is eyeing opportunities in the infrastructure sector in order to really boost the returns that it gives to its members, particularly looking at markets in rural and township economies. But to give us a little bit more detail on that, I am now joined by the investment officer at the fund, Grace Chauke. Thank you so much for talking to us. Now, the focus on your panel discussion was around digging for those infrastructure opportunities, but I think as a starting point, could you just talk us through the makeup of the fund and the kind of members that you represent?
The Transport Retirement Fund is a retirement fund within the transport sector. So most of our members are in the road freight and logistic business, and most of them are truck drivers. So when we take investment decision, we take consideration of the profile of our members, where they reside, where they spend most of their time while they are working, which is on the road, on the South African main roads, and the retirement returns that they need to, we take that into consideration when they retire, that they retire comfortably, they get good returns. Those are the things that we take into consideration when we look at investments.
Now, some of those members, as you said, are truck drivers on the road, and a lot of them looking to retire either back home in the rural areas or in townships. Talk us through why you are looking as the fund at infrastructure investments to help boost those returns that those members can get, and particularly infrastructure within rural and township economies.
We are already investing in those, and we found that it is a sweet spot for the fund. And what we have seen is that during the COVID years, when the financial market didn't perform well, those investments gave us a boost. So they protected the returns of the portfolio as a whole. But what is also key is that we take into consideration that our members need to retire in societies that are developed. So we build malls in townships, because most of them they retire in the township. We build social housing and schools and hospitals in townships, so that they don't have to spend a lot of money when they are in retirement, because then they don't have access to grow their retirement pot, going to hospitals or having their kids and grandchildren access to good education.
And Grace, just as a final question, we are seeing some of the risks that are coming in the industry with trucks being torched and so on. How does that have any bearing actually on the fund and its performance, as well as the industry?
It does. The well-being of our truck drivers is quite important, and as a fund, we have taken an initiative to invest in truck stop, which ensures that they can rest in a secure place. They can refuel, and they do have access to clean bathrooms and laundry and restaurants and things like that, and also clinics. We have those within our truck stop. So it is quite important that once they go back to the road, they are have well rested and they are able to focus on the road. The torching of the truck stop is a key concern because it affects our members directly.
Grace, thank you so much for those insights. Of course, that was Grace Chauke, who is an investment officer with the Transport Sector Retirement Fund, just talking us through some of the considerations that need to be made when investing for its members, a lot which are truck drivers that are on the road, and making the consideration for them to have a comfortable retirement. For Newzroom Afrika on channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Johannesburg.